warm Trinidad and Tobago welcome to each and everyone joining us for our very first webinar, Managing Hygiene at Every Age, the Summit. Thank you for taking time to come and hear some informative information about managing hygiene. We started off with Leela Ramsingh, who is the director and founder of LSA Healthcare Services Limited and Shared Dignity Foundation, who is going to give you an introduction to this fantastic webinar. Leela has been a seasoned businesswoman here in Trinidad and Tobago, a philanthropist, a wellness advocate, and over 25 years of experience in entrepreneurship and in the hygiene industry. She leads several successful companies in Trinidad and Tobago, including LSA Healthcare Services and Altina's Distributors. With an MBA from Henley Business School and a doctorate in humanitarianism, Leela is also a passionate advocate for menstrual hygiene awareness and founder of Shared Dignity Foundation, working to end period poverty through national and global partnerships. Leela, let's hear about this fantastic webinar we're about to embark on.
Firstly, I want to say good morning to everyone. Welcome to the fantastic panel that we have here, and also to all the attendees who are in the background. Thank you all for taking the time to join us today. Thank you, Avion. Actually, this webinar is the first, and for many people who have been following us over the years would have known we would have done so many different ways of addressing period poverty through awareness. And through the awareness, we would have done a juncture with MHD, Menstrual Hygiene Day. It's through Wash United out of Germany. And we found that a number of people would have started associating and learning what is period poverty. Period poverty is something that needs to be addressed in our country, Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, it's a global problem. As stats are showing, we have over 500 million women and girls who suffer every day with period issues of not having menstrual products, clean water or soap or sanitizers, anything like that for your hygiene. And what we are trying to do here is to bring dignity to each and everyone who menstruate. Also, I'm taking it up a notch now. It's not only about menstruation, but also hygiene on its own, total hygiene in terms of saying we're looking at hygiene for all, thinking about inclusivity, both boys and girls, because over the weekend, most of you all would know that the article was run in the We magazine, and thank you to Guardian newspaper and We magazine for running the article. And a lot of people reached out to me, and they're now telling us about the boys who are having issues. So now we have not only the girls who are having issues at the schools, we're having boys who are having odor issues. And they're asking me, how can we help? So by extension, it's not just about periods only. So now we're having an entire hygiene issue. And I mean, some of the schools that we know in the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, it's very humid. The heat, you have all these things. So aside from that, we are now going to look at how we can help, how we can educate. LSA Healthcare and Shared Dignity Foundation have been doing a number of workshops, going into the schools, talking to the children, starting by doing how to wash your hands, what to look for when you start puberty, what to do, how to dispose a used sanitary pad, etc. In terms of that, we've been starting and we want to get much more people on board in terms of private sector, the governments. We need to get the schools, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Gender Affairs, everybody, NGOs who can support the initiative and start to change the culture of hygiene one step at a time. I know it's a long road that we have to go, but I think with the change that is coming, we're going to be able to help change our young leaders. It shows that we care, you care about what is going to happen to the future of our nation, our children. That's being said, why we're here because of a mission. And the mission really is to have a period friendly world. We need people, we need support, we need infrastructure, we need finances, we need the education. It's just not one. One person can't do it all. So we need people to come on board to help in any way possible. Over the weekend, again, I look at some of the comments, and we're having women who wrote the cost of sanitary products in Trinidad and Tobago, $56, $57 a pack. And some households have more than one or two females or three menstruating females. I grew up in a whole home with five daughters and my mom. So could you imagine back then how expensive it was for us? And for now, with inflation and everything, so we need to have some sort of help in terms of, let's say, removal of duties. I'm calling on our government every day to help us remove the duties. Yes, VAT is off, but the duties when we have to import the products, and I know because with the launch of Egal Parts in a Roll, when we imported the item for emergency purposes, it was like, whoa, it was hundreds of thousands of dollars we are spending to bring in the product, and it is duties. And from my understanding, we have something called electronics that there's no duties and there's no taxes on it. So I think we, as a panel here, should start lobbying to get that removal of duties off. We should start working together if we want to get free menstrual products to the vulnerable in society and our school girls, especially the primary school children, who there's a need right now for that. As mentioned in the opening, you would have seen there are children as young as 7, 8, and 9 who are menstruating. We have a lack of education, and it's coming from the homes because we are realizing that moms and parents and dads are not doing what they are supposed to be doing to educate them. They come out to the schools and expecting it. So we as citizens should be able to do much more for our youth. So those are my little call for actions this morning. As I mentioned, it's a global issue of period poverty. And I think if Trinidad, as we call ourselves the Mecca of the Caribbean, we could be the leaders. We could be the one to say, hey, we are going to do so much more for our women, our girls, and our boys as well now, you know. And I would love to also see um, conversations happening in the schools with the boys, so they become aware, because they all have moms, they have, some of them have sisters, they have cousins, etc. And if we start doing the education all around, we're not going to have issues. Period poverty is going to become a thing of the past. And according to United Nations, by 2030, we only have 5 years to do this. And we can do it. We can do this if we all lobby together. What we can do, I would say, we should have a period-friendly social environment. Ending stigma is a foundational. If menstruation remains taboo, it stays invisible, and invisible issues don't get solved. We must normalize conversation and bring menstruation health into public discourse, like what we are doing here today. Number two, we have period education. This is empowerment. When children of all genders learn early that menstruation is natural, we reduce fear, we remove the shame and exclusion, and open doors for equal opportunity throughout life. And that is some of the challenges that we are going through. So really and truly, there's 5 main ones. 2 I spoke about. Access to period products. Everyone deserves safe, affordable, and effective products of their choice. No one should miss work or school or daily life because of the lack of basic menstrual supplies. And I'm sure a number of us go through that on a daily basis where we didn't have a product to use. And there's where we call it the period poverty, even though we forgot to buy a pack. And oh my God, my menstrual cycle came on me, my periods are upon, and I don't have anything to use. Workplaces should be able to have this as well. We also now have where we are talking about the period-friendly toilets. It's a global thing that MHD is talking about. And the period-friendly toilet is clean, private, accessible facilities with running water, with soap, with sanitary disposal units, and also to have sanitary pads just for the use of when your periods are on you, you have something to use. So we want to make that standardized in the workplaces, in the entertainment places, at the schools. And it should be everywhere that we go. For example, we go down to PTSC in Port of Spain, we have to take the maxi or the buses. We must be able to have access to something because guess what? We have women who use public transport as well. And menstrual hygiene services, for example, we have self-care. We need to get trained people to help the young people or anyone who is having issues with their menstrual health because besides just having the products, there's some women who have issues that needs help. So if we have nurses, we have doctors, we have anyone who can assist them, that is some of the things that we are looking at. And also, I don't want to forget, together with men and boys, a period-friendly world benefits everyone, including the men and boys at home, at school, and at work. They are our fathers, our brothers, our cousins, our friends, our partners, and their understanding and advocacy are crucial to creating an inclusive, empathic environment. So those are some of the things that we are going to look at for 2025 until we can able to say, hey, it's like polio, they eradicate polio back in whatever year. We can do the same thing for period poverty.